Welcome back to another video, and today I'll be going over 5 movement techniques that you aren't using enough in Apex. Movement in Apex is really flashy and can get really technical, but the fundamentals are still what makes good players good. It doesn't have to be the flashiest movement, because as I said before in another video, if you master the basics then you are already better than half of the player base of Apex. The first movement technique is strafing. You might be wondering, why the hell am I telling you about one of the most basic movement techniques in Apex? That's because most people don't do it. They just stand still or move straight left or straight right, instead of moving left and right or right left. This is a thing that I have experienced a lot, even so that I miss most of my shots, because as a player who plays in a certain level lobby, I expect my opponent to be strafing to the left and to the right to avoid my shots and also to give their gun less recoil. I have come across players who have moved straight left or straight right. It literally throws me off because it has become a habit for me to match players strafe or just to strafe, and also other players as well, because I am expecting you to match my strafe. It got to the point that halfway through my mag I missed most of my shots on them, but readjusted to just straight up tracking them in the direction they are moving. Strafing can eliminate the need for you to do full-on recoil control, because your strafe reduces some of your recoil, and also strafing makes it harder for you to get hit in gunfights, as I've said before. Strafing is literally just moving left and right repeatedly to avoid some of the incoming damage, but you should mix up your strafe, because players can just match your strafe and instantly one-clip you. I've done it so many times, and it has happened to me so many times. The second movement technique is bunny hopping. If you are a horizon main specifically, you need to be bunny hopping. Even if you aren't a horizon main, you need to be bunny hopping. Bunny hopping is a movement technique in Apex, which allows you to continue your momentum while sliding or slide jumping. This allows you to make short turns around corners without breaking your momentum, and also allows you to be harder to hit, because when bunny hopping you have to move your left and right stick in different directions to keep up your momentum. Bunny hopping is best done when your crouch is on hold instead of toggle. Why? Because it's just easier that way. And if your jump is banded to one of your analog sticks, or if you play claw, you should slide jump first or slide. While in the motion, keep holding down on your crouch and start spamming the jump button while using your left stick to move your player in the direction that you want to go to. With my button layout, it is really easy to do, but I'm not sure how it will work out for you because I don't know your button layout. One tip with bunny hopping: it is easier to do with horizon, since that her passive allows her increase air strafe speed and also removes her fall impact. But it is hardest to do with Valk, since that you can't spam your jump button, since that it will activate your jetpacks. So with Valk, you have to time it perfectly or your jetpacks will activate. The third movement technique is slide jumping or jump sliding. This is the most basic movement in Apex that they literally teach you in the tutorial, if you ever actually took the time to play the tutorial. Slide jumping is literally as it sounds. You slide then jump to increase your velocity when coming at the end of your slide, instead of just continuing your slide, because the jump increases your velocity. The jump sliding is literally the opposite. You jump and then slide in whatever direction you want to go to. This is very useful when going up against players who have shotguns, or just to create distance, because you can jump slide backwards to create distance between you and an enemy, especially if they are using a shotgun, because shotguns deal more damage the closer the enemy is to you. So by jump sliding backwards to create distance between you and an enemy, you can reduce the amount of damage the enemy can do to you, just by literally jumping and then sliding backwards. This is the most basic thing in Apex that everyone should know how to do, unless you are literally new to the game. Then I advise you to play the tutorial and also take advice in this video. The fourth movement technique is climbing. In almost every game there's a climbing mechanic, and that goes for Apex as well. Climbing in Apex is literally so basic and simple, but it comes down to angles and creativity. There are certain buildings that you can climb from different angles because of a ledge, a box, one of those box things that stick out from the side of the building, the yellow tubes, etc. There are many different ways to climb different buildings and platforms in Apex. What climbing really gives you as a movement technique is literally just element of surprise and angles. You can create angles for yourself in a fight just from climbing the outside of the building, and also be silent when doing it, because if you use the zipline, they are going to hear you going up the zipline. If you use Falk chest, they are going to hear it. Horizon gravity lift, Pathfinder's grapple, Octane's jump pad, Ash's portal, they are going to hear it. So by climbing, you will give yourself the element of surprise and also give yourself angles. Yes, they will hear you, but by then it's too late. The final movement tip is literally crouching. Crouching can open up many different angles in a fight and also leads to you taking less damage because you change your own height level so that the enemy has to adjust to your height level. And believe me, it has gotten me a kill a lot of times. By doing this, you can throw off your enemy's line of sight on you if they are ADSing on you at close range, and you can always just crowd spam the hell out of the enemy and hope for the best, because cross spamming will lead to the enemy missing most of their shots because of your sporadic movement, which they can't read, which will eventually lead to them losing that fight or you doing enough damage so that your teammates can come and clean up that fight because you gave them an advantage just by cross spamming. Literally a technique so simple you'd wonder why am I telling you to do this, but I have to because a lot of the player base doesn't do it and they see other players doing it to them and wonder how are they dying so quickly all the time. This has been Playboy Sasuke. Until next video, have a great day.